Hey everyone, it's Kate from Designers Kitco. Thank you so much for purchasing our all-in-one business spreadsheet. Instead of switching between multiple tools for clients, invoices, tasks, and finances, this system brings everything together into a single automated workspace that gives you clarity, control, and real financial insight. In this video, I'll walk you through how to set it up and make the most of it. We'll be using Google Sheets for this demo, but everything applies the same way if you're using Microsoft Excel. Let's start from the very first tab, the README page. The README page is your quick start guide. It walks you through everything you need to know before using the spreadsheet, including how to create your own editable copy and how each section is structured. Some cells are shaded to protect built-in formulas, while any cell with a clean white background is fully editable. Once you've reviewed this page, you're ready to move on to the setup. For more detailed instructions on editing and customization, refer to the Quick Start Guide and frequently asked questions included with your purchase. Next up is the Setup tab, which acts as the foundation for the entire system. Everything you configure here controls how the rest of the spreadsheet behaves, so this is the first place you'll want to complete before entering any data. At the top of the sheet, you will see fields for currency, week start date, and the starting month and year of your 12-month business period. For example, when the currency is set to the dollar symbol here, that same symbol automatically appears across invoices, income entries, expense entries, summaries, and dashboards without manual formatting. Changing the week start from Sunday to Monday or adjusting the fiscal start month immediately recalibrates the calendar, monthly summaries, and yearly reports. Just to the right, you will see the company information section where you enter the business name, address, phone number, email, and website. This information is automatically pulled into the invoice layout later on, including the printed invoice view. The company logo, displayed in the circular placeholder, is uploaded directly into the cell so it remains properly aligned and formatted across the sheet. Below this, the client's database and communication setup section controls every drop-down related to client information. This is where client types such as SME, insurance business, personal trainer, retail store, and government are defined. When you later add or edit a client in the Clients tab, these exact options appear in the drop-down menu. The same logic applies to client nature, priority, and payment methods, which you can see pre-filled with options like big client, small client, cash, wire transfer, and credit card. Any change made here instantly updates every connected drop-down throughout the system. In the same section, you'll also notice the setup for contact types, client statuses, and client sources. These control the options available in the Leads tracker, where communication is logged. For example, contact types such as email, phone call, Google Meet, and WhatsApp, along with statuses such as in progress, follow-up, meeting scheduled, completed, or cancelled, all originate in this Setup tab. This ensures consistency across all communication records and prevents mismatches in labels later. Scrolling further down, the Tasks, Projects, and Invoices setup section defines how operational tracking works. On the left, invoiced service names like Full Package, Platinum Package, Quick Package, and Economic Package are listed alongside their delivery duration and price. When you issue an invoice later, selecting one of these services automatically fills in the correct price. On the right, task statuses such as completed, in progress, on hold, and cancelled, along with priority levels low, medium, and high, are configured here and then reused across the assignments and calendar tabs. Below that, the employees directory defines the team members responsible for tasks and projects. Names like Captain America, Spider-Man, Superman, and others appear here and are later selectable when assigning work, ensuring accountability is built directly into the workflow. Finally, at the bottom of the Setup tab, you'll see the Income and Expenses setup, where income categories like package sale, inspection fees, and equipment sales, as well as expense categories such as salaries, rent, marketing, and office supplies, are defined. These categories feed directly into the income entries and expense entries tabs, as well as the monthly, yearly, and custom period summaries. Profit targets are also set here, with monthly goals listed and an annual profit target of $6 million shown in the example along with the salespersons. These targets later appear in comparison charts where actual performance is measured against planned goals. In short, the Setup tab functions as the control center of the entire planner. Once this section is completed, the rest of the spreadsheet becomes largely automated, consistent, and easy to maintain, allowing you to focus on managing the business rather than managing the sheet. This brings us to the Overview tab, which functions as the command center of the entire planner. Instead of digging through individual tabs, this page pulls together your most important operational and financial information into one real-time snapshot, allowing you to understand the state of the business at a glance. At the top of the page, you will see a summary of today's and tomorrow's priorities. In the example shown, today's summary highlights actions like following up on client invoice payments and finalizing a client renewal contract, while tomorrow's summary already cues tasks such as onboarding a new client into the CRM system and drafting a long-term proposal. This gives you immediate visibility into what needs attention now and what's coming next without opening the Assignments tab. Directly below, the Tasks Overview section visualizes workload and progress. The tasks by priority chart shows how work is distributed, with 14 low priority tasks, 7 medium priority tasks, and 7 high priority tasks currently active. Next to it, the donut chart shows a total of 28 incomplete tasks, clearly split between tasks that are delegated, completed, or still pending. This helps you instantly gauge whether work is balanced or bottlenecked. Further down, the delegated task chart breaks responsibility down by team member, showing, for example, 5 tasks assigned to Ant-Man, 4 to Catwoman, 3 to Spider-Man, and fewer tasks assigned to others. This makes delegation transparent and highlights workload distribution across the team. Moving to the right, the invoicing summary provides a financial snapshot for the selected period, which in this case runs from January 1st to December 30th. Here you can see that the system is tracking 24 total invoices, with 7 fully paid, 14 unpaid or partially paid, and 1 cancelled. The total invoiced amount is shown as $257,240. These figures update automatically as payments are recorded, giving you real-time visibility into cash flow risk. The invoice payment overview chart visually reinforces this split, clearly showing how much revenue has been collected versus how much is still due. This allows you to immediately assess whether follow-ups are required without opening the Invoices tab. The period comparison section adds another layer of insight by allowing you to compare performance across date ranges using either counts or values. In the example shown, invoice counts are compared across the same period, making it easy to see changes in fully paid, unpaid, or cancelled invoices over time. This is particularly useful for spotting trends rather than just reviewing raw numbers. Below, the new clients and total invoices chart tracks growth activity over the year. Even at a glance, this section shows how client acquisition and invoicing volume evolve month by month, helping you understand whether growth is being driven by new business or existing clients. Finally, the lower section of the Overview tab ties everything together through client-level context. On the left, the Client Management panel displays the currently selected client, Angelina Jolie, along with her contact details, address, status as a big client, priority level, and notes, indicating her association with advertising services. In the center, the communication summary presents a chronological log of recent interactions, with dated entries from August through December detailing product demos, proposal discussions, implementation concerns, and follow-ups. This allows you to immediately understand the context of the relationship without opening the leads tracker. On the right, the incomplete client tasks list highlights outstanding actions tied directly to that client, including tasks like presenting a product demo, conducting a satisfaction survey, addressing pricing concerns, and identifying upsell opportunities, each with due dates and assigned team members. This ensures that no client-related action is forgotten or buried elsewhere in the system. Altogether, the Overview tab transforms raw data into clarity. It connects tasks, clients, invoices, communications, and financial performance into a single actionable dashboard, allowing you to make informed decisions quickly without navigating multiple sheets. This is where daily management, strategic awareness, and regular accountability come together in one place. This brings us to the Calendar tab, which turns your tasks into a clear visual monthly schedule. You can select the month and year at the top, and the calendar updates automatically, as shown here for August 2025. Just above the calendar, the Today's Tasks section highlights immediate priorities like following up on client invoice payments or finalizing a contract renewal, so you know exactly what needs attention first. The calendar itself pulls directly from the Assignments tab, placing tasks on their due dates without any manual duplication. Filters on the right allow you to hide cancelled or on hold tasks, keeping the view focused only on active work. Additional panels let you track one-off appointments or quickly add reminders without leaving the page. Overall, the Calendar tab ensures every task in the system is scheduled, visible, and easy to act on, helping you stay organized and on track throughout the month. From there, we move to the Clients tab, which serves as the central database for all client information. Each client is entered only once and becomes a single source of truth across the entire system. In the example shown, clients like John Travolta, Angelina Jolie, and Will Smith are listed with their business type, email, phone number, and address, ensuring that contact details are always consistent and easy to access. To the right, client labels allow you to classify each client by nature, source, priority, and preferred payment method. For instance, John Travolta is marked as a government client with a medium priority and cash as the payment method, while other clients are labeled differently based on how they were acquired and how they should be handled. These labels directly feed into invoices, task assignments, and reports, so client context follows through the entire workflow. The date columns track important timelines, such as when a client was added, when their engagement started and ended, and the duration of their contract. This makes it easy to spot upcoming renewals or inactive accounts at a glance. On the far right, the Notes section provides space to capture qualitative details, such as client preferences or working styles, which adds context beyond just numbers and dates. At the top, the Highlight tool allows you to select a specific client, instantly isolating their information for quick review. Overall, the client's directory ensures that client data is organized, standardized, and automatically connected to every other part of the planner. This brings us to the Leads tracker, where every client interaction is recorded in detail. Each row represents a single touchpoint, whether it's an email, phone call, or meeting, which is why you'll see multiple entries for the same client over time. For example, Angelina Jolie appears several times, each row capturing a different date, contact method, service discussed, and outcome. The tracker shows whether the client was reached, the current status of the conversation, and any follow-up due date, making it easy to see which leads are progressing and which have stalled. Notes on the far right provide context for each interaction, such as pricing concerns, demo feedback, or requests for revised proposals, so nothing is lost between conversations. At the top, the Highlight tool allows you to select a specific client and instantly isolate all related interactions. Overall, the Leads tracker creates a complete communication history, helping you manage follow-ups, track deal progress, and maintain continuity across every client relationship. This brings us to the Assignments tabs, where all tasks and projects across the business are managed in one place. At the top, you'll see a quick snapshot of today's workload. In this example, 4 tasks are due today, including following up on client invoice payments and finalizing a contract renewal, with the current date clearly shown as January 27th, 2026. Below, each task is listed with its associated client, start date, due date, priority level, status, and responsible team member. Visual priority indicators make it easy to spot urgent work, while status labels such as in progress, completed, or on hold show exactly where each task stands. For instance, tasks related to Angelina Jolie and Will Smith are clearly tracked alongside who is responsible for completing them. Notes on the far right provide context for each task, such as sending proposals or collaborating with clients on sales strategy, ensuring instructions are never lost. Because this tab connects directly to the calendar and overview dashboards, any update made here is instantly reflected across the system. Overall, the Assignments and Initiatives tab keeps work organized, accountable, and visible, ensuring that tasks move forward on time and nothing falls through the cracks. This brings us to the Invoices tab, where all billing activity is managed in one centralized view. At the top, you'll see a live snapshot of invoice status, showing a total of 24 invoices, broken down into fully paid, unpaid, partially paid, overpaid, and cancelled. These counters update automatically as payments are recorded, giving you an instant overview of cash flow health. Each row below represents a single invoice, displaying the invoice number, issue date, client, due date, and current payment status. Color-coded status labels make it easy to quickly identify which invoices require follow-up, such as unpaid or partially paid entries, versus those that are already settled. For example, you can immediately see invoices issued to clients like Angelina Jolie, John Travolta, and Denzel Washington, along with their corresponding payment progress. To the right, the payment summary section tracks how much has been paid, the last payment date, and any remaining balance due. Discounts and tax percentages are calculated automatically, ensuring totals remain accurate without manual formulas. Payment methods are also logged for each invoice, whether cash, credit card, or wire transfer, keeping records complete and audit ready. Further right, the services section itemizes what was billed on each invoice, including quantities and prices, allowing you to handle multi-service invoices without leaving the page. Overall, the Invoices tab streamlines billing, payment tracking, and reconciliation, ensuring that revenue is clearly monitored from issue to settlement. This is the Print Invoice view, which automatically generates a clean, client-ready invoice based on the data entered in the system. At the top, the client's name and address are pulled directly from the client's directory, while the company logo and business details come from the Setup tab, ensuring consistent branding without manual formatting. Each service added to the invoice is itemized clearly with quantities, unit prices, and line totals. In this example, you can see multiple packages billed together, including Platinum, Quick, Economic, and Full Package services, all calculated automatically. Subtotals, discounts, and tax are applied instantly based on the rates defined earlier, resulting in a final total of $62,700. Invoice numbers, issue dates, and due dates are generated automatically, making this view ready for printing, PDF export, or direct sharing with the client. Overall, the Print Invoice tab ensures invoices are professional, accurate, and consistent every time, with no additional setup required. This brings us to Income Entries tab, where all recorded revenue is consolidated into a single structured log. Each row represents an individual income transaction, typically linked back to an issued invoice, showing the date, category, total amount, tax rate, net amount, and tax collected. For example, you can see multiple entries tied to services like equipment rental, package sales, and inspection fees, all automatically calculated to separate net income from tax. At the top, the highlight tool allows you to filter by client, category, or invoice number, instantly updating the summary panels on the right. These panels display total income, net income, and total tax collected for the selected view, giving you a quick financial snapshot without manual calculations. Visual bars further reinforce how income and tax amounts compare over the period. Payment methods and salesperson assignments are also tracked per entry, adding accountability and making performance analysis easier. With direct links to view the original invoice, this tab ensures every income record is traceable, accurate, and ready for reporting or reconciliation. This brings us to Expense Entries tab, where all outgoing costs are tracked in a structured and transparent way. Each row represents a single expense showing the date, category total amount, tax rate, net amount, and tax paid, along with the payment method used. Categories such as marketing, salaries, rent, office supplies, and repairs make it easy to see where money is being spent. At the top, summary panels provide an instant breakdown of total expenses, net expenses, and tax amounts, all calculated automatically. The visual chart reinforces how much of your spending is net cost versus tax, helping you quickly assess overall expense composition. Using the highlight tool, you can filter by specific categories such as marketing to isolate and analyze particular types of spending. Because expense entries follow the same structure as income records, they integrate seamlessly into reports, reconciliations, and monthly summaries. Overall, the Expense Entries tab ensures expenses are accurate, categorized, and ready for financial analysis without manual calculations. Once expenses are fully recorded and categorized, everything flows naturally into the monthly summary. This tab brings together all income and expense activity for a selected month and translates it into a clear financial snapshot. At the top, you can choose the month you want to review. In this example, the summary is set to November 2025, and all figures update automatically. Key metrics are surfaced immediately, including total income, total expenses, income after tax, and the month's overall profit or loss. This makes it easy to understand performance at a glance without digging through raw entries. Below, income and expenses are broken down by category, allowing you to see exactly where revenue is coming from and where costs are concentrated. Visual charts compare income versus expenses and show how revenue is distributed across services, helping identify strengths, inefficiencies, or overspending patterns. The summary also compares actual results against target profit, providing quick insight into whether financial goals are being met. Because this page pulls directly from the income and expense entries, there's no manual reconciliation required. Any update made elsewhere in the system is reflected here instantly. Overall, the monthly summary acts as the decision-making layer of the planner, transforming detailed transactions into clear insights that support planning, forecasting, and smarter business decisions. After reviewing individual months, the yearly summary pulls everything together into a big picture view of the entire year. This page aggregates all income and expenses across months, giving you a clear sense of overall financial performance rather than isolated snapshots. At the top, key annual figures are displayed, including total income, total expenses, total profit, and income after tax. You'll also see the annual profit target, which provides immediate context for whether the business is tracking toward its long-term financial goal. These values update automatically based on the data entered throughout the year. Visual charts in the center show how profit trends month by month and how actual results compare against targets, making it easy to spot growth patterns, seasonal shifts, or periods of underperformance. Below, the detailed table breaks income down by category across each month, allowing you to see which revenue streams consistently drive results over time. Overall, the yearly summary transforms monthly activity into strategic insight, helping you evaluate performance, adjust goals, and plan more confidently for the year ahead. The custom period overview lets you analyze performance across any date range you choose. Instead of being limited to monthly or yearly views, you can define a custom start and end date, such as July 1st to December 30th, and the entire dashboard recalculates instantly. At the top, key metrics summarize performance for the selected period, including net revenue, gross revenue, net profit or loss, total expenses, and the number of income transactions. This makes it easy to evaluate specific campaigns, quarters, or project timelines without manual filtering. Visual charts break down net income and net expenses by category, showing which revenue streams and cost areas dominated during that period. Below, detailed tables provide exact totals, net amounts, and tax values for both income and expenses, ensuring transparency behind every figure. Overall, the custom period overview offers flexible on-demand analysis, allowing you to zoom in on exactly the time frame that matters most and make data-driven decisions with confidence. This brings us to account reconciliation, which is where you verify that recorded transactions match real-world records, such as bank statements or payment confirmations. At the top, filters allow you to choose the transaction type, status, and date range, so you can focus only on entries that still require review. In this example, the system shows 70 transactions that are not yet reconciled. Below, each transaction is listed with its date, category, total amount, tax rate, net amount, and tax amount. This level of detail makes it easy to cross-check figures line by line and confirm that totals are accurate. Once a transaction has been verified, it can be marked as reconciled, removing it from the pending list and keeping the records clean. Overall, the Account Reconciliation tab acts as a final control point, ensuring that income and expense data are accurate, complete, and aligned with actual financial records before reporting or closing a period. After reconciling transactions, the Financial Balance tab gives you a real-time snapshot of where your money actually sits. At the top, you can see the total balance across all accounts, which in this example shows $62,140. Below that, balances are broken down by account type, such as cash, wire transfer, and credit card, clearly showing how income and expenses net out for each source over the selected date range. This makes it easy to understand liquidity at a glance, not just overall profit. From there, we move into the Financial Budget tab, which shifts the focus from tracking to planning. This page starts with your previous balance and selected time period, then lays out projected cash flow across income and expenses. You can immediately see how much is allocated, how much has been used, and how much is left to spend, with $100,000 remaining in this example. Below, income and expense budgets are broken down by category, allowing you to set limits and compare actual performance against planned targets. Because this page pulls from the same income and expense categories used throughout the system, budgeting stays consistent and realistic rather than disconnected from real data. Together, these two sections close the loop. Financial balance shows where you stand today, while the financial budget plan helps you decide where your money should go next, turning historical tracking into forward-looking control. To wrap everything together, this planner is designed to function as a single connected system rather than a collection of isolated spreadsheets. Every section feeds into the next, from clients and leads to tasks, invoices, income, expenses, and finally reporting, so information is entered once and reflected everywhere it's needed. What this creates is clarity. Day-to-day actions like follow-ups, invoicing, and expense tracking are handled alongside higher-level insights such as monthly performance, yearly trends, custom period analysis, and budgeting. Instead of switching tools or reconciling data manually, the system keeps everything aligned in real time. Ultimately, this planner is built to support both execution and decision-making. It helps you stay organized in the short term, accountable in your operations, and strategic in how you plan and grow over time, turning raw data into structure, visibility, and control.